Statistics is used to help us understand what's going on around us. For example, we may be interested in knowing how effective a certain drug is in reducing anxiety. Or perhaps we want to know what % of students in nursing programs across the United States are male. You may even be interested in knowing if collegiate student athletes are getting the same amount of sleep a night as non-athlete students. These types of questions can all be answered with some level of accuracy and precision by applying statistics. To be successful in this course, there are many vocabulary words and notations that you want to be familiar and comfortable with. We'll address some of these vocabulary words as we look at the different types of data you can collect to answer some of the questions we just posed. Suppose we want to know if collegiate athlete students at JU are getting the same amount of sleep each night as non-athlete students. To answer this question, we need to survey the entire population, meaning we'd have to record the amount of sleep per night for every single JU student. However, this is typically impossible to do because it can be quite difficult time-wise, financially, and logistically to survey the entire population of JU students. But we can still try to find the mean amount of sleep from JU student athletes and non-athletes by surveying a sample of the JU population. Suppose we survey a random sample of 70 JU students. We may also be interested in collecting data on more than just the amount of sleep each student gets a night. Data are a set of observations that describes a characteristic or characteristics about the sample or the population. Let's look at the table to see what other types of data we can collect from our sample. The types of data we collect are also called variables. Each column in the table represents a different variable. The data that you collect can be either categorical or numerical. Categorical data describes a characteristic that is a label or a subject or a category. Basically, it's not a number. Numerical data describes a characteristic that is a number. From the table, we can see that variables such as gender, ethnic, college level, and whether a student is an athlete or non-athlete are all categorical data. And variables such as sleep per night, age, height, and weight are considered numerical data. When we're looking at numerical data, there are two types of numerical data. We can break it down into continuous numerical data and discrete numerical data. Continuous numerical data includes data such as height or weight, because these values can be any number on the real number line. A student can weigh 125 pounds or 126 pounds, or any fraction or decimal in between those two values, such as 125.6 pounds or 125.89 pounds. So the same idea applies to variables such as height and hours of sleep per night. Discrete numerical data includes data such as age if you ask students to report their age as a whole integer. Or if we were to ask students how many siblings they have, this would also be discrete because it's a whole number value such as 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Now that you understand the different types of data that you can collect, next we'll explore the different ways you can organize your data so that you can look for patterns and trends.